Hello, it's Atomashi Daniel here again. So we're having a weekly market analysis from the 20th to the 24th of January 2024. As usual, we're going to be starting with fundamental analysis, okay, across board. Now, let's start with the Euro USD. We're looking at just three pairs today, and if we have some time, perhaps one more pair, okay. Um, this week's highlights is centered around Trump's inauguration and his first week in office. So it's been leaked out from his team, or rather, he himself has even said it that he's going to be doing a lot of repeals, orders, putting into effect at least 100 orders in the first week of office. We expect that these orders will affect the financial markets. Okay, so keep your fingers crossed, fasten your seatbelts, and watch out for Trump's first week in office. The orders he executes. Okay, while in office, the orders, the signs, and how they impact the markets. We're going to be interpreting that for you also on the Telegram channel. For the Euro USD, we're also looking at the French and German flash manufacturing PMI and the US unemployment claims. So, of course, we know that um, recently the CPI data from the US was quite disappointing. Okay, to wrap that up, we know that Federal Reserve Bank is actually trying to assess the impact of their policies in the market by looking at the jobs report, especially the unemployment claim. So pay attention to that. So let's look at the Euro USD chart. What do we have here? First, let's look at the weekly chart and have the RSI coming here. Okay, so the RSI isn't saying so much. On the daily chart, however, what do we have? We see price headed downwards. If we connect the lows on price, if we connect the lows on price, yeah, and connect the same lows on the RSI, we see what is called positive divergence. We see positive divergence on the daily chart. So what does that tell us? It tells us that there'll probably be a correction. Okay. The market is looking to have a correction, a bullish correction going up. Okay, on the Euro USD, the daily chart. Now, what else do we see on this guy? So we see price moving along a nice descending trend line here. Okay, it's moving along a nice descending trend line. There you go. So a clear break of this descending trend line could initiate a bullish run, okay, in the long term on this guy for this week. Now let's look at the 4-hour chart. What do we have? Same thing. Um, okay, we have something also similar to divergence right here, positive divergence. Yeah, positive divergence right here. And then finally, the descending trend line is more clearly visible on the 4-hour chart. We can see that here on the 4-hour chart, very clearly visible. Okay, doesn't get better than this. So a clear break above will most likely see price head bullish. Okay, so if the break of the trend line occurs, what do we expect to see? Now, our support and resistance levels, or resistance levels going up, if we use the next significant swing high here, that'd be our key level. Yeah, we have that. A break above that would most likely see price head to the next significant swing high right here. And then before this, we have the psychological level of 1.0410. I'm just going to put that right there for you. 1.0410. Okay. 1.0400 psychological level. Price could react to that. Pay attention. Okay. Then the next level, 0.428. The next level after that, especially good for intraday scalp traders and scalpers, 0.463. Okay, which also coincides with the supply zone here, the support level. All right. And then if it goes way beyond that, we're looking at 1.0528. Before that, 0500 psychological level. Keep that in mind. Okay. We'll mark that out. Yeah, 0530 and 0500. Okay. Those are your key levels. If we have a strong break off the descending trend line on the 4-hour chart, pay attention to this. For Fibonacci traders in the house, if you love Fibonacci so much, let's see what Fibo tells us. So Fibonacci is saying this. If we adjust our yeah our levels based on Fibo in the long term, Fibo is telling us that price could head as far as 1.0574, okay? And then the next level to 50% level, 0.698. It's unlikely it's going to go so much. The range is going to be so high, but we'll never know what to expect. It's Trump's first week. It could be the market could be highly volatile. So in between these two guys, I put my take profit level at 1.0650 psychological level. Okay, keep that in mind. So these are resistance levels to take note of. When if a break off the descending trend line falls. Now, in the short term, what do we have for intraday traders today? Okay, and scalpers, what do we have on a 1-hour chart? We see price moving nicely along two key levels. First, we see this level here. Yeah, resistance and then support level. So see, it's been playing around this key level since the 14th of January. We're going to give that a red or pink color. It's been playing along this key level. And then the next level we have here is this guy, this high, and then this high. Okay. So if price breaks past this key level, 0.39, 1.0309, the next key level should be 1.0329. Next after that, 0.352. That's the key level for us. Now, if price happens to break past the support to cover something like that looks like it's a fair value gap around here, our next key level should be the S1 and the pivot point 1.0241 and 1.0218. 1.0241 and 1.0248. For intraday traders and scalpers today, pay attention to these support levels. Okay. So that's that for Euro USD. In the short term, I'm looking at the 1-hour chart with these resistance and support levels. In the longer term, I'm looking at the 4-hour chart with the support and resistance levels, the resistance levels discussed earlier. But however, we never know what the market is going to play out. So on the flip side, in the long term, if price rather than break past the descending line right here, okay, decides to keep going down and breaks past this key support level here, the next most likely target would be this guy right here, 1.0178. And on a long-term basis for the weekly chart, we see that it's possible it could even head to parity, 1.0058. Yeah, 1.0100 psychological level. It could go as low as 1.00 psychological level. Take note of that. Below that level, we have this key supply zone here. Okay, parity to the dollar. It's possible it could head to the parity to the dollar. You never can tell. So pay attention to key support level of 1.0178. A clear break below that right here would see price head to support levels just discussed. So that's the Euro USD. Now, let's go over to the GBP USD. Let's look at the fundamental analysis surrounding the GBP USD. Okay, fundamentals surrounding the GBP USD. What do we expect? Same thing as always, just like the Euro USD. Trump's inauguration and first week in office expected to be the highlight of the week. Okay, because of the many others he has been rumored or he has said himself to put in place. The UK flash manufacturing PMI will be released this week, and the US unemployment claims. Pay attention to that. Um, for the USD JPY, the Japanese yen, same thing. Trump's inauguration, first week in office, US unemployment claims. And the second highlight for the week is the Japanese yen, the Tokyo policy report, the Bank of Japan's policy report, and monetary policy statement. This is very, very important because the markets have been looking forward to this, expecting a possible rate hike from the Bank of Japan. Pay attention to this. Now let's go over to the charts and look at the GBP USD, the pound USD, see what it has to offer us. Okay, there you go. Now we have the GBP USD. So what is it telling us? We start with the weekly chart. There you go. We see that price is currently at a key support level of, say, October 2023, right? It's close to it, playing around it. Now, we could have price head to that level after a break of key support level here happens, which I'm going to show you in a bit. Let's look at the RSI and perhaps see if we have any divergence. No clear divergence on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, okay, we have something like a positive divergence. Let's look here. Downtrend connecting the lows and also almost a straight RSI. This also qualifies as a sort of positive divergence on the daily chart, telling us that a possible correction could happen. Okay, bullish correction could happen on this pair. Take note. Now, what else do we see on the 4-hour chart? On the 4-hour chart, to note, looks like we also have divergence, but a very long one. There you go. We have this guy right here, very long. Same thing. Okay, positive divergence, very key. Positive divergence. Okay, if we decide to use this low here, it's the same thing. We see a clearer positive divergence. So it's gone way strongly bearish already. Okay, below those levels. So a possible correction could happen at any point in time. Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed. Now, on a clearer basis, what do we have? We have something similar to a 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern back to back happening right here. We see the 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern happening back to back. Okay, but for me, key level would be this. We see higher lows. This high, low higher than this, low higher than this, low higher than this. Okay. So my key level will be placed around this high right here, 1.2255. And then above that, the second key level will be 1.2305. Okay. Now we have the 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, the 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern. Or if you want, you could also call this the 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern. And then another 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern right here. Okay, so the break of first key level, level 2. Okay, could see price head to the next resistance level of 1.2305. Okay, and a further break beyond that, what could price do? Let's ask the Fibonacci. A further break beyond that, price could head to a nice level here, 2412, and above that, 1.2608. Okay, but then the margin is wide, the gap is wide. We have some significant swing lows and swing highs before then. So to be safe and be conservative, intraday traders and scalpers could take advantage of this zone right here. Okay, in between the key levels. There you go. And then between these two key levels, we could take advantage of this zone here, 2478. Okay, so a break above that could see price head to 2566. In between, pay attention to your psychological levels. So a clear break beyond that, above 2305, could see price head to these resistance levels right here. Now, on the flip side, if price breaks past, if price breaks past the low, let's look at this. Yeah, we got this guy right here. If it breaks past this significant swing low that it formed in January, then we'll go to our weekly chart to assess for possible support levels. Below that, we look at 2029, okay, or before that, 2050, okay. And if it further goes beyond that, then we're looking at possible psychological level of 1.200, which it hasn't hit since November, yeah, January 2023. So pay attention to that. It's eyeing key psychological level of 1.200, but to go further beyond that, we're looking for a break, clear break beyond 1.2102. In the short term, for intraday traders and scalpers, what do we see? Are there any sweet opportunities to take advantage of? Yes. So a clear break of my trend line right here. We'll see price head to key support level here, this zone, 1.2138 in the short term. Okay. And a break below that would head to key level 1.2102. Just like the Euro USD, it's moving somewhat in a rectangle. Okay. It's moving like it's in a rectangle. There you go. You have the resistance border of the rectangle here and the support border right here. Moving around, playing around the range. So a clear break below it would see price head to this next support level here. I'd sell to this guy. Okay. And then below that, I go further to this guy. For intraday traders and scalpers in the house, now a clear break above this level, I'd go to this 2260 for scalpers, short targets, and then above that, could see price head to 2298. Okay, and if we apply a pivot point, perhaps we have some other levels. Yes, pivot points just perfect around where we have our key levels. Okay, so that's that for the GBP USD, ladies and gentlemen. We've assessed what could happen on the support end, okay, and what could happen on the resistance end. But then again, it's formed corrective patterns in form of RSI negative positive divergence, looking as though there's going to be a correction of price very soon on this guy. But then Trump is resuming office, so there's every likelihood that because of the tax cut and some of the policies he puts in place, it might give a strong boost to the US dollar, thereby breaking support levels we have just analyzed. All right, that's that for the GBP USD. We already talked about the USD JPY fundamentals. I'm going to take that again. Fundamentals around this guy is or are the BOJ policy report expected this week on Friday. The um, Trump's inauguration and first week, okay, and then the US unemployment claims. That's that. I'm going to show you the calendar before, after this. So stick with me here. Now, the same chart, we have something like this. This is USD JPY. We see price moving very nicely along a key level here. We see that it has formed some sort of support. Price has hit this level one, two, three, four, five, 5 times. So what I want to see on the 4-hour chart for the USD JPY is this. It has broken the key support level here, came down, got to this level, okay? So if it heads back into the range of the rectangle, the next most likely target for me will be this guy. The next most likely target will be this guy, okay? On the 4-hour chart basis. Now, for the daily chart, let's check the RSI, see if we have anything peculiar to note. Yeah, we have some sort of negative divergence right here on the daily chart. There you go. Negative divergence right here on price. Okay. Telling us that the correction to the downside is imminent. And